collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do I need? New moon read for, can you believe it, January 2022. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace, from a professional witch, available on Kindle. Patreon creator, having a field day over there. If you want to come check that out, I'll link in the description box. The Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo, Lyons, but you can call me Mal, and I'm in the guest room at my family's house, my parents' house up in Saratoga. I had a lovely holiday weekend. So, of course, I brought work with me. I'm a Virgo, so let's get up in this gig. If you are new to this channel, a 5-card draw is just one card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. We will look at that in a minute, but also the 5 decks we're using this time represent the 5 magical elements: fire, earth, air, water, spirit, just like an episode of Avatar. Don't you miss The Last Airbender? I do. To help you refine what it is you might want to do from new moon to full moon, right? You plant a seed at new and you reap the harvest at full. That's the idea of the 2-week period. So let's have a look-see-duck-see at that. I've got my clipboard ready to go here. We're looking at the new moon in Capricorn, Sunday, January 2nd, 1:33 p.m. Eastern Time. I am still in New York. I always say that I'm in New York, East Coast here. And we are looking at the waxing moon, right? New to full, little too big. The full moon in Cancer, but it goes void, of course, the same time it goes full. I thought we were over that. Apparently we're not. On Monday, January 17th, it goes void, of course, and full at 6:48 p.m., but it does go in to Leo at 11:02 p.m. So really, depending on you know, what your Monday is like, maybe you can get your magic done during the day for that full moon before 7:48 p.m. Eastern, but certainly, you can certainly give it a good shot at 11:02 p.m. that night. So, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, as I settle back on these really comfy pillows here, right? I suggest you do the same. Get comfortable. These are the shortest reads that I do, and for me, they're the most fun. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to get more information about the situation timeline we're about to look at, or maybe another one that is entirely different, because we all have more than one thing going on at once, don't we just? Other than that, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can. Yeah, because that's what I'm here to do, so let's do it. And since I don't have my wooden table underneath me, I'm shuffling it on the back of the clipboard. Please take a nice deep breath. Improv, 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 location, location, location. Here we go. We're going to start with the element of fire with the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. She's got the coolest name ever for the job she's got. As I call upon the collective pantheons, I call upon the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, what is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. Give them some little words here, a spell fragment to help them shape that. This new to full January 2022. I gotta get used to saying 2022. Strength. It's a very Aries quality. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower. What are you up to that you need that kind of stamina in January? Now look, I do have to say, even the image here, it's a Valkyrie, is very Aries energy, very warrior. Warrior to me is gender neutral. I don't think warrior, warrioress. Is that a thing? So, you know, regardless of gender here, it's strength, right? The ability to endure. Strength, stability in this hour. Of course, you would be casting that for a 2-week period if you're doing that sort of thing. Your new moon intentions have that. But usually the desire the element of fire, for strength, means that there is a larger goal. Strength is something that you develop on the journey towards something, which is good for a waxing moon. Let's look at the element of earth. The Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Whether you have the stone implied or not, doesn't matter to me. You do you. If you have it, great. You want to go get it, wonderful. I don't think you need it. Quartz crystal does everything. You always do things with a clear quartz. And certainly what's written in the bookie book seems to be very edifying. Please take educating, edifying, not quite the same thing. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, Archangel of the North, powers of Earth, the Archangel of Nature, and the Archangel of Lyons, my beloved Archangel Ariel. One card in clarity, please. A Crystal Oracle card for the Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. Casting for strength in the element of fire. What is the element of earth? The fuel to feed the fire and manifest and ground their heart's desire, this new to full. It's not blue, it's not green, it's aquamarine. We're painting the roses red. Good old Disney. Aquamarine. I have a teeny tiny itty bitty little piece of it at home, but depending upon the cut of it, it could be very expensive, but you can usually find aquamarine. I don't often see it tumbled. But certainly it is a card worth having. I usually associate it with the element of water. Yeah, and I think the keywords bear that out here. Moderation, energy, tolerance, which might be a little bit like endurance, depending on the situation, more emotional tolerance, gentleness, compassion, feminine, so it speaks of, I guess, all feminine energy, which is yin dynamic, nothing to do with bodily gender on my channel that way. And goddess energy, whether male or female, there it is. You can overcome a current conflict by reflecting upon and applying moderation, tolerance, gentleness, and compassion. By the way, all of which feel like go with the flow, right? But it's going to take some strength to endure that. These qualities are not a weakness, rather they are strengths, literally. I'll consider that a double whammy. What is called for at present is greater compassion and tolerance coupled with a little patience and gentleness. Endurance, stamina, I empower. I'm getting the vibe on this. It is possible to resolve things in an amicable way to create a positive outcome for all concerned. As you look back on this current episode, you will realize a valuable lesson. Compassion and tolerance are signs of maturity and strength of character. So we really are getting that strength here more in an emotional character development area, soul development area, instead of just like picking up a coffee table and throwing it across the room, right? Different kind of strength here. They are qualities that infuse all with love and light. Love and light. All right, so aquamarine, if you got a piece, great. You want to get a piece, wonderful. You do you. Let's get your element of air. From the Healing with the Angels Oracle, the air is necessary for fire to exist. You can have air without fire, but you can't have fire without air. And you're a fire sign, Leo. Let's ask the angels and the archangels. Please take a nice deep breath. I forget I have this cushy behind me. As I call upon the archangels, the angels and archangels of fire, the sign of Aries and the powers of the south, please, one card in clarity. Who are the perfect healing angels? The Healing with the Angels Oracle, right? What's the section? What's the subdivision? What's the healing angel department? The Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading is best to think upon. They need to think about, pray to, read about, research, meditate on some element of air using the mind to stoke that fire of strength in their heart's desire with that aquamarine, that go with the flow, that compassion, that tolerance, that strength, but also with that feminine energy, right? To be more receptive and yet to be compassionate with the self as well, to perhaps endure. That there's a great lesson and a great strength being learned, waxed here from new to full. So what is their element of air? My beloved Michaelites of fire, the self, and the sign of Aries, this new to full. Guardian angel. Now, you would say, well, what's the healing angel of guardian angel do? Well, I used to work for a spiritual teacher back in the 90s called Solara. I know, they named a Toyota after her. Best revenge ever. She was a tough boss. Wait till that book comes out. White pants after Labor Day, how dare she? But she taught, and I agree with her, that the higher self is really the guardian angel, or what is called the golden solar angel. Now, I came to study later on in tertiary explorations of the golden dawn that they do the same thing. So she didn't come up with it. So, well, I thought she did. She didn't come up with that. Or she might have thought she did, right? No, that's actually in high magic, right? The golden solar angel is your higher self. Now, what your higher self is a whole other conversation. But I do it this way very simply. I want you to think the stages of the butterfly. Egg, caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly. Well, the ego, the personality, the soul, and then the higher self. It's all a spectrum, right? There's no butterfly without the egg, right? Although there is the higher self without the ego, but it's all one thing, right? We can't come into this world and, I don't know, have chocolate without the ego to appear separate and experience being separate, because we're really all one. The higher self knows that. So it's interesting, Aries being the first house, the self, this might very well be about compassion for yourself, about calling in your own higher self. Here's a way to look at it. Think of your body as the higher self, and think of, let's just say each finger is a different incarnation, right? So your higher self is outside of time and space. It looks at the essentially holographic video game of planet Earth, and throughout all points in time and space it goes, I want to do there, and they happen all simultaneously. Time is an illusion, except down here it don't look that way, right? So there is probably a real higher learning here. And by the way, everything that was talked about in this card, Aquamarine, is very much qualities of the higher self, right? Just let me go back to that for just a second, because they really are. They really, really, really are. Moderation, everything in moderation. Tolerance, absolutely. Well, it tolerates our crazy shit, right? Gentleness, compassion, absolutely. These are higher qualities. So whether this involves anybody else, I think, is a moot point. I mean, it can. You know, it's a general read. This could be about anybody or anything in a general read, this general. But it is talking about you perhaps being that for yourself, that compassion, that tolerance, that endurance, that stamina, strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower, but that through line of strength here, that you are perhaps stronger than you realize. Aren't we all, though? All right, sometimes we don't find out how strong we are until the poo hits the fan. Oh, poo. Let's get your element of water, the whispers of love oracle, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. And if you have been watching me for a while, you know that this deck is the party turner. All of a sudden the party hath been turned, and we're looking at romance or spiritual connection, and it's just never well, sometimes they're pretty, I'll say, anodyne, right? Love is the answer. Well, what was the question, right? So let's see what hits you for the element of water here. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the Aries collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading? Their element of water, the energy in motion called emotion, to strengthen, right? To empower this element of fire, the strength, their heart's desire. With aquamarine, with a go with the flow, very aquatic vibe here, but that tolerance and that compassion, and probably for themselves, working with, talking to, thinking about, aligning with their guardian angel as higher self, maybe getting their angelic names or something like that. Starborn, A Remembrance for the Awakened Ones is her book, but just ask your higher self what its name is. It's your name. Why shouldn't you have access to it? So, yeah, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. What's the whisper of love for them this new to full January 2021? You know, it's almost an ABBA song. Take a chance on love. Take a chance on me. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. Now, obviously, people are going to want to jam that into the romantic category, and rightfully so, if that's a general read. You do you. I don't know who's watching this. But what's on the table here really might be more about take a chance on really loving your... That's my little brother outside. That's my brother Mickey. Mickey Finn, the Labradoodle. Well, when my parents have dogs and cats, they're my brothers and sisters. It's just how it rolls at this house. And I'm okay with that. So take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. That could very much be loving yourself in another way, or perhaps experiencing the love of your higher self. See, because the higher self doesn't judge. It doesn't. It doesn't. It sees this world as every possible choice that we can make. Choice, decision, impulse, what we think are our worst mistakes were written into the quantum script at the time of the Big Bang. Because time's an illusion, blah, blah, blah. That being said, then there is a real tolerance, a real grace, a real strength that rises from, I'm going to allow myself to feel a love for myself like I never have before, acknowledging that I have done the best that I can, right? Considering I'm actually an immortal soul in a human body, right? A spirit having a human experience. I mean, that popped up around AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, right? I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I don't think we've ever really taken that as far as it's actually available to take it, which is absolutely true. So there's definitely a higher self vibe here. What would it mean to love in this world the way our higher selves do? Well, it's a bit much. It would certainly blow the crown chakra open, like, and then the third eye, the throat, the heart. So this is something I would think best be done gradually, perhaps over a waxing moon, one day at a time. And to help you with that, why not get you a mantra from the MatCon Healing Mantra Deck. Yay, you can finally see what it looks like because I don't have my studio lighting going on. This will be your card for spirit, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. So grab a piece of aquamarine or something similar, right? Cast for strength, call in your guardian angel and take a chance on love. Open your heart, and this would be the good thing to do to charge the spell with before, during, and after. Please take a nice deep breath. Of course, we're going to bookie book this one. As I call upon the Ascended Masters General Assembly, because there's just too much, right? There's too many ways this could play itself out. It's such a general read for 5 cards. So please, what is the perfect healing mantra? Maybe you can narrow this down a little bit for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video. Receiving this reading, casting for strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, they empower with aquamarine, that flow, that tolerance, that compassion with the self, that there is a strength here, an emotional strength, and certainly calling upon working with, talking with the guardian angel as the higher self to receive that love, and then to take a chance on love in some way, shape, or form, or maybe just in general in more so in life. Because when they start to love, their lives are changed forever. So please leave the proper card in my hand for the Aries collective, the card of spirit, the perfect healing mantra, this new to full. Embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited. You have a right to be excited. Now, if you just went, ooh, then I think what you're thinking this is what this is. What else can you really go by if we're not talking one-on-one on a camera here? I opened right to it. Embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited. Well, I have to write. I had to fight for my right to party back in the 80s. When your soul is embodied, you are grateful to be alive. You are aware of life as a precious opportunity to experience the frequency of your own light through the unique attributes, characteristics, and senses of a person. That's what we were talking about with this guardian angel thing, right? The higher self manifests the soul. The soul is sent down into a body with a personality and then has to kind of unravel and heal and deal with the ego. So you are this eternal being. We forget. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Well, that's what it means. It means you don't die. It means nobody does. I know, it's radical, but yet it's ancient. How can we have something that's so radical be so ancient, right? As your soul becomes embodied, you are elated to be a part of life's cosmic play, no matter how bad things seem. And that is true. I've been experiencing that more and more. Now, I've had actually this mantra deck for 2 years now. And I will say I have a right to be excited. It has popped up when I haven't had the cards in my hand, right? It's like, no, I have a right to be excited to be alive during this time where there's such crazy going on. But, you know, it's not like the potato farmer lifetimes, or I always say this, the milkmaid lifetimes, right? You know, those are important. We need those lifetimes, right? All sorts of different things we've done lifetime after lifetime. But, you know, we have cell phones now. We have the Alexandrian libraries essentially in our cell phones. So it's okay, right? You have a right. You have you don't have to fight for your right to be excited, to be embodying your soul. This mantra is ideal for developing courage, to follow the heart, right? Finding your inner voice and feeling safe in your body. This makes for interesting spell work, but I have to say this feels very much about you individually as an Aries. Certainly other people are involved in your life in so many different ways. But I'm going to put it together for you in a blessing, and may it come out in a way that clicks for you in a way that maybe it has not before. Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine to please bless the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus, sun with all that they need. This new moon to full moon in January 2022, that they can embody their soul, understanding that they have a right to be excited and hence taking a chance on love. That makes sense, right? Because when they start to love, their lives are changed forever, and calling in, working with, thinking about, seeing things from the satellite point of view, the guardian angel, the higher self, so that they can access more of that flow, that emotional strength, that tolerance, that compassion, right? That no matter what anybody else is doing, they can still be excited and see themselves as it's part of the game. It's part of what makes it interesting down here, so that they can develop this strength that every Aries truly wants to be stronger and stronger every day. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, they empower for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. There you go. There's your 5-card draw. Did you like it? Well, like it. Do you want more? Subscribe. You want to come play on Patreon? You want to come Playtreon? Go check out my Patreon, Patreon's / Drawing the Circle, whatever. Having a lot of fun over there. And all the extended readings I'm doing, they get them on all tiers over there. All levels of subscribers get that there. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of all of this new to full. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, of course, depending on when you are seeing this. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of all of this, my beloved Rams. Comment below, what is this about? Because the Virgo wants to know. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.